Last time on Apex Predator Billiards, using a reference system to play one rail and visualizing the cue ball's path. Also, we use this system to predict how we can play a carom shot off one rail and to end the game like that. Hey guys, welcome back to another video from the Apex Predator Billiards Club. My name is Apex Selenio, and yes, I am happy to inform you that this is the first video in the series of my safety principles and defensive strategies. Of course, this is this is actually an advanced safety, very rare safety that does come up. But if it is that you know this, you never can tell that in an actual game where you're actually in a position of no chance of winning, pulling off this particular safety that you're gonna learn today could be the mere margin between victory and defeat. Now, this system I have learned about 4 or 5 years ago. I've never been able to actually execute this in an actual match, but I've done some stuff while I was practicing, playing a couple of free games with friends, and of course I was very shocked at the fact that it actually was executed to perfection. This system is of course like none other. It is a little bit connected to the two-rail kick system that I had showed you in my previous upload. You can check in the description box below here, and of course you can check right here in the cards. You can find a link to that video. It would be very good if it is that you know the diamond numberings for that system, so as to make the whole principle of executing this safety or this defensive strategy, it would make it a lot more easy. So do check that video out right after watching this content, or even before watching this content. Now, there's a couple of things that you're going to need to be aware of when it comes to actually executing this system here. Number one, you're going to need to know the diamond numberings for the cue ball and the object ball, meaning the object ball that you're going to be playing the snooker behind, and of course where you're aiming from. Number two, speed is going to be very crucial when it comes to executing this shot. You have to have a very good table, nice cloth, nice smooth cloth. You're going to have a little bit of variances depending on the type of table you're playing on, but the system is relatively straightforward and very consistent. And number three, obviously, you're going to have a lot of confidence and bravery when it comes to visualizing and of course making an attempt to execute this. But if you're able to successfully execute this sort of safety here, you're gonna find yourself snatching victory out of the jaws of defeat. So without further ado and enough talking, let's jump right into today's lesson. But if this is the first time here on the channel and you want to know what training, development, growth and building your pool game up to the higher level, then smash that subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell to be notified, consider dropping a like if the content is of value to you, and do not forget to share this out to your pool communities, friends and family. Let's jump right into today's lesson. Defensive strategy number one. Alright guys, so the situation that we have here is actually where we have an object ball that possibly could be lying maybe somewhere on the side rail. It doesn't matter where actually. I'm going to be showing you a couple of variances. I'm going to be showing you how you can actually use this referencing. I wouldn't even go to the extent of calling it a system. I'm going to be calling it a reference, so as to figure out the trajectory of your cue ball. So the object ball and the cue ball has to be lying somewhere on the side rail here, in close proximity. And you can even extend it. You can actually use this system to play a two rail off the end rail. I'm also going to be trying to show you a practical example both in 9 ball and 10 ball and see how it is that the system may be of use to you. So here's the concept. The concept of the system is you have an object ball, all right? You have an object ball that is perhaps in a really tricky position. You're not able to pocket it. You're not feeling so comfortable in the bank, but you think that maybe if you can execute this safety, you have more of a chance of winning. So the situation is here that we have an 8 ball or just a regular ball here, one of your object ball, that is lying somewhere on this half of the table. All right, and you have the cue ball that is in close proximity to the object ball or the target object ball. So the idea and the concept is that I want to be able to feather the cue ball off the target ball, which is the object ball here, and take 2 rails and land behind the 8. This is a difficult shot to execute, difficult shot to visualize, but if you're able to put a couple of practice sessions in and just kind of get a feel for the trajectory, you're going to find yourself executing the shot easier than it actually seems to be. So how do we go about doing this? Number one, let's get familiar with the diamond numberings for the cue ball and the object ball. Do remember, you can check in the link right here in the cards. You can check out the video that I showed you how to play 2 rails to get from this half of the table to this half of the table with an object ball that is near to or on the rail. So here we go. Again, cue ball 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That is your cue ball. Your object ball is of course being counted by 10, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. All right, good. So once we have that concept now, let's say that we have our cue ball or our object ball near to the 4.5 diamond. We could have ball in hand. It could be a case where it's just in near to that vicinity there and we have a situation like this. So what we can do here, all right, now we have to figure out the trajectory. We need to get in behind the 8. So if we can land here or even dead behind here, we're gonna find our opponent snookered. How do we do this? Let's say we pick diamond 20 and we needed to get in behind here, have the cue ball land right at 20. And we are somewhere close to 45. If we subtract 20 from 45, then the result of that is 25. So if you can have the cue ball heading into the trajectory of 25, if you can have that cue ball heading into that trajectory of the feather with top right spin, that is going to be 2 tips up, 1 tip to the left or right, that is about 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock on the cue ball, then you're going to find that cue ball heading behind that 8. Let's see how that looks here. So I'm going to pretend like I have ball in hand. I'm in a position like this. I'm going to have that cue ball now feather off the 1 heading into the trajectory of 25, and I'll find myself heading right in behind the 8. Here we go. And that is a perfect safety right there. I cannot tell you any lie. It did take me about 5 or 6 tries to actually get this perfect. I actually did get a couple of close attempts, which I'm going to be showing you like right about now. And of course, there you can see that with those couple of attempts there, I got a little bit close, but I wasn't able to get the snooker because I was actually tampering again, or I was feeling out the speed of the table. So like I said, it's a one, it's maybe like a 3 in 10 chances of actually executing the shot. But when you do, you can leave your opponent with a tough position like this. Let's have a look at example number 2. All right, guys, so here now I'm actually, let's say I'm going to be at about the 40th diamond here. All right, and again I am going to be actually on the 2 ball. This time I've brought my cue ball now, my blocker ball, about to the 3rd diamond. And so here again, as you can see, we hit the 1 ball in the first example, bringing the 1 ball out too far, because had I not gotten that really good snooker there, I could have leaked the 1 ball. So next time when I am trying, or when you're trying to do it, try to feather as much, have the object ball here move less, and have that cue ball go around the angle. We're trying to get to 30. All right, if you can come into this direction here and squeeze onto the 8, full ball snooker, leaving that 2 ball near around here, that should be good. So here all I need now is to subtract 30 from 40, and that tells me that the trajectory for getting the cue ball to come 1-2 reels is around this diamond here. All right, and again, it could be a ball in hand situation, and it could just be simply a situation where you are just near the vicinity of the object ball. So here we go, thinning the 2 ball here, sending that cue ball 1-2 reels behind the 8. Here we go. Hopefully we can get there, guys. Not quite there. As you can see, it's heading into that direction. All right, that was one of my closer attempts. We're going to try to do that and set this up again, guys. So here again, let's have that cue ball near here, that object ball, pardon me, here. Let's see if we can actually get it better. Needed some speed on that one, guys, but not too much speed here. Here we go. Can we get there, guys? Are we gonna leak it? I think I am satisfied with that. That's perfect. We're asking a bit too much if it is that we actually wanted to glue this cue ball behind the 8. But as long as it's not leaked, then we can safely say that that was a very good shot. Let's have a look at another example, but this time we're gonna take it from the end reel. All right, guys, so here we go. So now we're gonna be putting our object ball in between a diamond, let's say 2 and 3, so that's about diamond 25. All right, and now we are coming off the end reel. So remember that the cue ball now, right at this corner 5 system, or the 2 reel system, this is 50, table 60. So let's say that we're down here on the 1, and we need to get a hook behind it. Again, we're gonna try to get in towards here. If we can get towards 25, then we're going to find ourselves nice it. How do we do this? We subtract where we want to end up from where we are. So that's 25 from 60, and mathematically that will give me 35. So that tells me that the trajectory for getting in behind that 8 there is going to be around that area. So if I can have that cue ball head into that area from a ball in hand, or just from the cue ball being in the near vicinity, then we can actually have that cue ball wedged behind that 8. So here we go. All right, here we set it up, guys. Speed is going to be crucial, and the spin is going to be crucial. Here we go. And that was perfect. Again, asking for a lot when you're asking to get snookered behind the 8, but you get a blocker from a tough situation, and that's the best that you can ask for in such a situation. This video is such a tough video to make, guys, because I have so many failed attempts. But I have to tell you that I'm gonna have to bring this video to the end. I do not want it to get a bit too lengthy, but I hope you get the principle and the concept. I'm going to show you a few basic examples in the shorts on my channel, or perhaps at the end of the video, so you can actually see some more game examples of how this system is done. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the content. It's a tough system. It's a tough reference system to execute. Hard to visualize, hard to execute. But what happens if you have something in your bag that your opponent doesn't know and you pull it off on him or her and pull off a shot like this? It will be deadly. Thank you so much guys for watching this content today. First in my safety drills. Do take care until next time. This is Apex Elenia signing out, and I'll see you next time for more defensive strategy play. Goodbye.